Hello everybody, welcome to another installment of Go Green or Go Home. Today's purpose, the reason why I'm making this video is to share what I consider quite a few ideas, okay? There's a lot of things that I want to show you guys and a lot of things that I prepared so that you guys could benefit from today. I'm going to be starting a few projects, starting with this hole right here that we're sitting in is going to be an underground greenhouse. And because of this underground greenhouse, this is going to create a lot of opportunities for learning. It's going to create a lot of opportunities for new research, for new documentation. And that's the reason why I'm going to choose to talk about and focus on this project right now, because I feel it's important. So where do I begin? I mean, there's just so much to talk about. Well, let me start by saying that where this all started about this underground greenhouse idea. When I was younger, when I was like 17 years old, I met someone that introduced me to this idea. And ever since I did my own research about underground greenhouses, they have a lot of different names. They call them sunken greenhouses, they call them wallopinis, and the basic term that I'm going to use in this video is just an underground greenhouse. It started then. I worked on a project. After I found out about the idea, I actually worked on a project at my mom's house in which I was going to dig this hole. I asked my brother if he wanted to help. He said, yeah. We got to dig in a hole that was about the size of 24 feet by about like 35 feet. It was really big. We dug it about 4 foot deep, and it was just massive. But once we dug as far as we did, the soil was so compacted in that area that there was no way to get down. There was no way to get deeper. There was no way for this project to actually ever find a fruition date. So due to that, I got a little discouraged, and I ended up leaving that project just the way it was. Just a big hole at my mom's house and with really no purpose. And then my dad got frustrated, and then he said, you guys got to take that out of here. You know, we're gonna bury this thing, and we're gonna act like it really never happened, you know? So that was heartbreaking, and he had every reason to feel that way. Fast forward a couple, 1 or 2 years, maybe two and a half years, I ended up doing another project. But this time I figured, you know what? I'm not gonna focus on the how fast we can dig this hole, because if you rent a tractor or you rent a heavy piece of equipment, then they're gonna be charging you, and it's just gonna be a lot of money. You know, you're not gonna. It's not just gonna be like a project that you can think about it, and it's like, no, you're under the clock and you gotta rush and rush and rush. And if there's one thing that I don't like is rushing. I don't ever want to feel that pressure of like feeling like I gotta get it done right now, when I know that if you were to own that equipment or you own that tool, then you could do it whenever you want. And it really just takes away the pressure. And it allows you to actually build a better project. So coming around this second time, I told my Mom, I'm very passionate about this project. I need to be able to try again. She gave me the green light again. My dad wasn't happy about it, knowing prior to what had already happened. And I didn't care. I was like, I want to do it. My mom was like, all right. This time around, I wasn't going to want to pay for the tractor, because I felt like the tractor, it was like a one and done type of investment. and you could never really benefit from it long term other than what it is that it did in that day. And I wanted to try to buy a tool that maybe was a little bit slower to do the digging, but at least I could hold on to that tool a lot longer and maybe make more holes, more jalapenos, more greenhouses down the road. So I did a lot of searching. I couldn't find exactly what it is that I wanted until I came across a jackhammer with a shovel bit. I came across this idea. You use a jackhammer and you use a shovel bit. And I thought, wow, dude, they use jackhammers to break up concrete. Oh, that's gotta work. I bought the biggest jackhammer I could find. It was a Makita. It was a Makita jackhammer. It was like huge. It was so heavy. So heavy. It was so hard to move it around and do all the like, oh, I gotta dig here, I gotta dig there. It was really tiresome. So I bought that tool. I did that project. I got about 3.5 feet deep. The dimensions of the hole was like 25 feet by roughly like 15 feet. So I get to realizing that, again, I'm not gonna be able to dig that far without it being a challenge to dig the dirt out. So I was running into this sort of new problem. It was a new problem. And I was like, oh, like, how am I gonna get all this dirt out the deeper that I go? It's just gonna be harder to get it out. And so I just had a really rough time trying to figure out exactly how it would be to still dig the hole, still be doing all this progression and taking this dirt out. It got really frustrating because the deeper that I got, the more that it just became difficult. Now, mind you, I didn't really have a lot of support. There wasn't anyone that wanted to go out there and help me, you know. And then when they did, when I would ask, it was like I was pulling teeth with these people, you know. So I realized that once again that I was just gonna become a failure. This project wasn't gonna get done. Made me feel really disappointed in myself, and I felt like a failure. So once I got to that point, then I realized I don't know if I can do this at my mom's house anymore, because she's not gonna let me dig a third hole. They're not gonna want that. And then on top of that, I figured, you know what? I don't want anybody having any control over how big the hole's gonna be, or how deep I'm gonna go, or I didn't want to be dealing with the criticism that I was dealing with at the time, or the type of control that people had over that project. You know, they were limiting me, and I didn't like that. So I tried to run away from that as much as possible. And I figured, you know what, next time I do it, the perfect place is Arizona. That property is perfect for this project, because I can dig a hole that is a pretty decent size, and I won't have to worry about anybody telling me that I'm taking up too much space or that it's in the way. So I got here, I brought all my tools. About a year later, after I dug that hole, about a year later, I started actively investing into this place. I bought a shed, and I put all my tools in there. And at the time, I was working full time as an iron worker. So I was trying to live here, trying to establish some sort of presence here, and that way I could make it easier for me to continue to work on the little bit of things that I was able to work on, you know, to get this thing where it needed to be. So fast forward to like me actually being out here camping out, because I had nothing. There was no solar, there was no refrigerator, none of that. I get here, I start working, and I'm back and forth every day. I wake up at 3 a.m., get to work at 5, work all day. Usually it was 10-hour shifts. Then I would basically get something to eat. Like, usually it was fast food. That way I wouldn't have to come over here and be trying to struggle with no refrigeration and all that. At least I could sleep on a full stomach. And so I was coming back. I usually would have to come back like around, I couldn't get here no later than like 7. Like, it was like an exhausting everyday thing that I was doing that not a lot of people, the iron workers and all the brothers that I was sharing these things with, they really didn't understand why, and they probably thought I was really crazy, so they didn't see the purpose in it. So I get here one day and somebody broke into the spot. They broke the door open and they took all my tools. I had a lot of electrical tools at the time, and that's what I was going to use to further this project. I had a generator. I had the jackhammer. They stole all of it. Stole all my tools and pretty much left me with nothing but at least the clothes that were in my drawer. They left me with just, the basics, because I figure I gave them enough value. The least they could do is let me live. You get what I'm saying? Because if you take my clothes, then I'm really screwed. Now I can't even, what am I going to do? Like, I got to start over, all the way over. It was really sad, but at least, you know what? As bad as that situation was, I knew what it was coming in, due to the fact that there was no one here to watch my property while I was gone. I didn't have any type of fencing, so it was just a mess, okay? And that's just to say that either way you can persevere. No matter what the circumstances are, no matter how many obstacles might get in your way, I truly believe that at some point you'll be able to do the project that you want. You'll actually be able to do it. But you got to grind hard and you got to try as much as possible. So I came back home, realized, well, I'm not probably going to buy another jackhammer. Probably not going to do that again. Probably not going to try to invest another $1,000 of hard-earned money to something that I don't feel is worth the investment. So just to give you guys insight, the only thing that they didn't steal that was a part of that jackhammer was this tool right here. Look. This bad boy right here. You see this? This is how big this jackhammer was. This was the input tool. This thing weighs about probably like 10 pounds maybe. Just to give you guys an idea how heavy that thing was. And this thing helped me greatly, right? This is the only thing I got to show for it, guys. This is the only thing I got to show for that story. So, just so you guys don't think that I'm lying or anything, I'm going to frame this thing, guys. I'll never get rid of this thing, and I'm never going to use it as a tool anymore. This thing has a story now, and I'm going to remember that story forever, as long as I can, because it helps me when I'm going through some stuff, when I'm dealing with things, and this is something that I can remember and say, wow, like, it's been worse. So we can do this. Let's do it. Let's always stay positive. Let's keep our head up. Let's just, whatever the problem is, we can fix it. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of us discovering the right information. So something happened not too long ago, and my mom, she bought me and my sister this hole digging machine. And I had asked her to get it for us because I was starting to plant cactuses on the property, and I told her, this is going to make it easy. This is going to be fast, and this is really going to give us the production we want. So thanks to my mom, we got this tool. It costs about $300. And for what it does, it's really inexpensive. But coming to find out, I started digging this hole, right? And when I started digging this hole about 3 weeks ago, I was doing it all by hand with just those tools right there, the pickaxes and the digging bar and the spade and the square shovel. I got about 6 inches, or it was so hard. I mean, oh, it was so much work. And then Kaylin was like, hey, why don't we use the digging machine? And I was like, you're right. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't think of that. So I brought it, and oh my gosh, guys, in one day we were able to dig like about 2 feet. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted, but in a good way. I didn't feel like exhausted in a bad way. I was like, wow, we got something done. This is awesome. Things are looking up. And I already knew in that very moment that I was going to be able to complete this project. And so what I did was I was like, you know what, we're going to dig a smaller hole because I don't want to spend too much time digging. Even if the inside of this greenhouse is 6 by 6 or 8 by 8, I don't care. I want to do it already, and I want to start benefiting from the properties of the design. So we got about 4 foot deep, and then we hit bedrock, and I haven't been able to get any further than that, and I don't need to, guys. I just got a confirmation. I called the company that I ordered the bags from. They said they finally gave me the tracking number, and they said that they're going to be here by Thursday. So, guys, Thursday is going to be an amazing day. We're going to get 1,400 bags, and we're going to be able to kickstart this project, okay? So I'm excited, and I want you guys to be excited too, because we're going to see a lot of progress soon. So since I can only go this far, the earth bags allows the opportunity to build above ground and still use earth. Only drawback, only setback is that you have to put somewhat of a plaster material, which you can use earth and mix with straw, and you mix it in a cement mixer, and that helps with covering it up like plaster. You know, you mash it up on the side of the bags, and then it helps insulate and protect everything, because if the bags were ever to really, over time, if the bags are in the view of the sunlight, the UV rays will deteriorate the bags, and it will defeat the purpose of what they're for. Also, something you guys got to know. I was watching this YouTube channel, the one who I actually got the idea from. They're called the Green Dream Project. If you guys want to go check them out, shout out the Green Dream Project. Thanks to you guys, I got fired up about this. If you guys ever watch my video, I want you to know that I'm very grateful. So I was watching a video by them, and they were saying how you can build like underground bunkers, all kinds of stuff. We're going to build cisterns, pools, ponds. I mean, it's going to be nuts. But they were saying that the real design of the earth bags was for underground bunkers, so they could be bulletproof and all this awesome stuff. So I was excited. I'm like, well, I don't really need a bulletproof underground greenhouse, but we'll take it. So anyways, that's just so you guys understand where I'm coming from. But so check this out. Right here, I'm just going to show you guys real quickly the tools that I was using. On top of this, so I'm able to dig the holes and break up and loosen up the soil with this. And then I take the digging bar. Or no, I take my spade shovel and I dig all the loose dirt out like this. So like before it looks like that, and then afterwards it looks just like an empty hole. And then you're left with the sidewalls and the sidewalls in between each hole. And then I use the digging bar, which is right on the edge. That thing is kind of heavy, guys. I'll use that to break up all the soil. Boom, 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 boom. We break it all up. And then with the square shovel, I round it all up into the corners. Boom, boom. And then I'm able to round it up and efficiently dig it out. And then I use my spade shovel to just dig. And then when the pile gets that big, like you see, I use the square shovel. And then I drag all the dirt back and back and back, so that I don't accumulate too much dirt in one spot, and then it starts falling back in the hole, which is super counterproductive. If anybody out there that knows about holes or digging and anything like that, you guys know how difficult it can be once you already got too much dirt piled up. If you guys want me to do a demonstration about like exactly how I do the digging, let me know. I could do a short video on that. At this point, I would consider digging a skill for me. Like I've in some way or another mastered this idea of digging by hand with a couple tools, you know, make it inexpensive. The idea here, guys, is make it inexpensive as possible so that you can stretch your money and you can make more with it. So yeah, so that's the idea. Reason why I chose to do it by hand rather than call an excavator and have him come dig it is because I'm trying to be as green as possible about this. I'm trying to do exactly what my channel is called, which is Go Green or Go Home. I'm going to elaborate a little bit on that real quick. Basically, what that means to me is you have two options, and every day you're always facing two options. Either you choose to do the right thing or you choose to do the wrong thing. When I mean go green, that usually is a very hard option, no? But to me, it's the truth. Or you can go home, which to me, it means like you can just choose a shortcut. You could choose the easy way out, you know? And I know a lot of you might be thinking, well, the tractor is it's the easier, faster, more productive way to do things. And you got me on that. I know. But a tractor's gonna waste more gas. A tractor when the excavator comes, he wants to do it however he wants to do it. He's not gonna waste a lot of time. Okay, so I've never liked that because, like I said, I don't want people coming here, or I don't want anybody coming here and thinking they're gonna rush my projects. Okay, I like taking my time and I like making sure that my projects are done right. And if it ain't that, then I'm wasting my money. So with that being said, I decided, oh, I'm going to take my time. Not only that, but I got enough of everything to do it myself. And the biggest key here, guys, is that I'm very young. I'm 24 years old. Oh, by the way, for those of you that don't know my name is Samuel. And everyone calls me Sammy or Sam. So that's my introduction. I apologize for not doing it beforehand. So yeah, so I chose to do this because I'm very young. I'm 24 years old, and I have a lot of energy, and I'm really athletic, and I need to do something on the farm that's gonna just drain my energy, guys. You guys don't understand. Maybe some of you won't, or maybe a lot of you will understand how you know, when you're young you have so much energy. And my way of finding to do something productive with it is digging and creating two good things out of it. The first is that you get the final product, which is a greenhouse that can work year-round and produce whatever it is that you want. You can grow citrus. You can grow tropical fruit trees. You can garden year-round. You can do aquaponics. I mean, the possibilities are endless, guys. So the reason why I opted for this, because I decided, no, this is the greenest way. That machine, only 1 gallon, less than 1 gallon to do this hole, and what I've already, and the progress that I got on another one. 1 gallon. It's nothing. You can buy a gallon of gas for max like $3 right now. It's nothing. You'd think, oh, you're gonna waste all this gas. No, guys, that machine is very efficient. So I had a big problem coming out here because I was going to the gym last year, and I started to build my physique. I started to be concentrated on that, and I liked the results. I liked the confidence. I liked the fact that there was people noticing, and I lost all that as soon as the pandemic happened, and well, the gyms were closed and everything. So I got depressed. I felt, man, here we go again. We just got to start all over. And if anyone knows anything about starting over in the gym, it's super, super time consuming to build the strength, to the pain, the amount of pain you go through, right? The first 2 weeks are always the worst, and you're always sore, and it's a hassle. So coming out here, I realized that working out was going to be an issue because I don't really like to invest in weights. So I thought, how could I build my body, get that workout every day, but not spend no money on that equipment? What can I do? And digging is something that I'm very passionate about. I love it. I love to dig. I love to spend. I don't even care. I'll dig all day. If my body allows it, I will do it. I'm a freak about it. I love it. So I realized that by being able to dig, I was going to be able to build my body, and it's a full body workout. Obviously, there's other things I could do, like calisthenics and things like that I'm going to be getting into, so that I can, you know, fine tune the physique. But for the bulk of the workout, the digging can take it. The digging is one of the best. It's one of the best workouts you can ever do. It builds your back, builds your shoulders, builds your hams, your quads, your calves, your pecs, your stomach. It's such a good ab workout. It's incredible. So that's the reason why I'm hyped about it, and I love every aspect of this project, because I'm getting results that don't really have anything to do. That's sort of a byproduct of this project. So with that being said, I want you guys to know that I'm choosing to do this. I'm choosing for this project to be built in this way. You guys can choose to build it however you want. You can call a tractor. You can build somewhat of a hybrid system, dig some of it, I don't know. There's a lot of different options, and you'll have to be the judge of whatever it is that you want to do. So I just want to get into a little bit about the projects that are going to go in here. And I got some of the material for them here, so I'm really excited, because I'm going to be able to describe vividly what it is that I'm trying to do. So for starters, these towers right here are a product I bought from Bright Agrotech. If you guys look them up, they have a website. You could Google them, Bright Agrotech. Awesome guy, Dr. Nate Story. He's an awesome person. I've spent a lot of hours watching all of his videos for a long time now. It's been a long time since I've been watching his videos, and they're so educational. If any one of you is interested in growing vertically, he's your guy. Check out his YouTube channel. He's awesome. He invented these guys, and the way that he had to go about building this product was to get his doctorate's degree. So just imagine how important this project is. They're not that cheap, but it's a product that they guarantee for over 20 years or around 20 years, and it's a good product. And the best thing about it, look, already it being vertical is amazing, but this growing medium right here, they make it, they produce it themselves, and they say it's like 99% air. So there's so many holes and so much air in this that the water goes right through. You will never have a problem with oxygen. The roots will always get oxygen. The roots can maintain being in the dark, and they have a lot of medium to grow in. On top of that, guys, you have two options. You could do this hydroponically, or you can do it with aquaponics. I've never really been interested in hydroponics due to the fact that it's a waste. You waste a lot of money on nutrients. A lot of those nutrients are made out of salt. So then you become a salt farmer, and that's not an organic product. So I'm very interested in organic products, okay? And so due to that reason, and many more, like you can produce fish. You can actually put edible fish in that system, and you could have many byproducts. And the aquaponics, they can produce pretty much anything you want to eat. Anything that'll fit in those towers. And there's other ways to do it too. Like, it doesn't have to be vertical. You could make a bed of some sort that holds water. They call them rafters sometimes. You could float lettuce. There's a lot of things you can do. But this is what I'm doing, guys. So here's the tanks that I'm going to use for the fish. As you can see, 2 tanks. I'm going to hook them up together, link them up, and they're going to work together. And then on one of them, I'm going to have a I'm going to drill a hole at the bottom. Or no, I'll probably have to drill maybe at, I don't know, man. That's tricky. I might have to drill a hole at the bottom of both so that the solids can come out and the water will be gravity feeding over to the towers. So these will find a place. We'll find a place for them up here above ground so that we can gravity feed down. Another thing we need is a pump. So you can get whatever pump that will work for your system, how much ever water you need to be pushing. And there's a lot of math and numbers, and Dr. Nate Story, he talks a lot about that. So that's something that I don't necessarily want to elaborate on this video. That's something that there's a lot of people, better people, smarter people than me, that have already done the research for you guys. You need an air stone so that you can put it inside that can oxygenate the water. And then this is the air pump. Another thing I'm going to need is PEX, because I'm going to go from here, from these big white tanks. As you can see, these big water tanks are my water reservoir for whatever amount of water that I need inside. Whatever water I need down there, I'm going to get them from here. And I'm going to try to use PEX to have some type of spigot or something. So I'm not sure how well that's going to work, but we're going to try to do that. If that doesn't work and I find that it's a trouble, then I'm just going to go and run a water line from that tank over there, because I got pressured water from that tank. That's a 2,500 gallon tank, and I buried half of it. That's why it looks so small. Do not be deceived. So yeah, so anyways, that's another aspect of this project that I will work on as soon as the greenhouse is done. And then finally, to finish the build, we're going to need some of this track right here. We're going to need to build somewhat of a frame so that I can put this plastic over it and it'll be airtight at the top. I'm going to use this wiggle wire to hold that in place. This stuff right here, you basically put the plastic over this, and the wiggle wire goes in here and cinches in there. And you just like interlace it in there. There's a lot of videos on that too on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. This right here is called shade cloth. If it ever were to get, in the event that it got too hot in my greenhouse, then I will put shade cloth on top of that. And the channel, it can support 2 different materials. So you can put the plastic, and then you can put the shade cloth on top of that. And you can put 2 sets of channel lock in there. So two sets of channel lock wiggle wire. 2 sets of wiggle wire will fit inside the channel, okay? So it's super awesome. You got options. Another thing that I might have to do, depending on how cold or hot that this thing gets in the summer, I might have to add a cooling wall, which is basically like inexpensive swamp cooler. And I could maybe describe that if I do get around to needing to do it, then I'll go into further detail about it. But basically, it's just an inexpensive swamp cooler. And on the other end, you have an exhaust fan that will push the air in, like absorb it in, and then push the bad air out, or the old air. And it'll help cool the whole greenhouse like that. So I'm really excited about that, and we'll see how hot it gets. We'll see how well this underground greenhouse will hold up with minimal. Okay, guys? So moving to my next topic, which is energy. Okay, if I want to be able to power that greenhouse, if I want to be able to power that exhaust, if I want to be able to power these pumps, those fans, I might have some circulating fans in there. If I want to be able to do that, I have to have energy, guys. And what I don't want to do is have to run electricity from my system, from my already existing solar system. I don't want to, because it's really far from here. So what I want to do is make a new grid, a smaller one. And I got something special for you guys, okay? Me and my neighbor, a while back, we were doing some research, and he got really involved with wind. He was really excited about the idea. He shared some of those ideas with me, and me and him got excited. We both bought a turbine. Check it out. We bought this wind turbine. It's a 4,000 watt wind turbine, but I'm estimating it will only produce half of that at any given time. Every now and then it really gets windy here, so then you can produce more. But either way, whatever your battery bank will hold is all the energy you'll be able to carry anyways. But the idea that I'm about to share with you is that I bought a device that can do wind and solar. So it's a hybrid. It's going to be a hybrid system. And this is the device. This device right here, as you can see, it says wind and solar hybrid controller. It does 3,000 watts of wind turbine power, which, like I said, my wind turbine won't do more than 2 probably. This right here is called the dump load, which I don't know much about, but apparently you need one if you're doing wind turbines. So your dump load goes into that box, and you got a dump load of a 4.5 kilowatts. So then it tells you the max PV voltage, which is 48. So that means you can produce a 48 volt system. Your battery voltage has to be at 24 volts. Okay? So basically this device right here will allow me to power solar, okay? Solar and wind. This is next level technology, guys. And maybe you have never been introduced to this idea, because this is something that's new, and for that reason I don't really know how well this device is going to work, but at least we can be a part of the research, you know? We can benefit by using it and sharing the ideas with the world, so that when they do make better systems, then everyone can invest. So as you can see, the blades of the wind turbine are right here. It comes with like 4 or 5 blades, and these are the installation instructions. It even gives you a little diagram about how you're actually supposed to put everything together. So once I can do that, then I'm taking normal electrical wire. I'm gonna use PVC, electrical PVC, and I'm gonna build a circuit in there. These are the batteries that my neighbor just gave me, and I'm gonna utilize them for this project. So I want to thank my neighbor a lot for that. We appreciate your input, and it will not go unnoticed. So guys, with that being said, as you can tell, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be quite a few projects. And all I got to do is finish this greenhouse so I can start implementing these projects. So I'm going to try and do what I can and hurry and go as fast as I can to actually build the greenhouse, and then we can talk about the rest. So, which brings me to my next topic. One of the other things that I'm very passionate about that has a lot to do with permaculture is growing trees. So if any of you guys have done any research on permaculture, then you know that trees are vital for this system. So to create a food forest, to create a tree canopy, to do all these things, to create diversity on the farm, you need trees. And all different kinds of trees, not just one kind of tree. So I want to show you guys something special that I've been working on. These right here is my seed collection. So every now and then, if I see a nice tree and it has seeds on the floor, I'll collect them. I got a dried up pomegranate. I got some desert willow, no, not desert willow, but desert trees that do really well in drought tolerant climates. I have a whole bag of these, you know. These are like legume type trees, and they do really well, plus they're edible, and they produce flowers for the bees. I also got pines because I want to grow some pines, some evergreens. I like evergreens. And I got this desert, I think this is the desert willow, and this one produces a lot of flowers as well. So I want to be attracting bees and anything and everything that's going to benefit the system, because that's what we need here on the farm. We need to have pollinators, and soon I'm going to buy I'm going to buy a bee box. I'm going to order some online, and we're going to have beehives here. But without flowers, it really doesn't make sense to have them. So I might take it easy and not, maybe I'll just buy one, because they can still go out and pollinate desert. There's a lot of desert flowers that grow here. So in some way or another, I can still benefit from the bees. And the bees have a capability of flying in a radius of 12 miles to find food and then come home. So that's going to be really helpful. A couple other things that I want to talk about. But before I get to this part, guys, I'm just going to advise you, if you're not into growing cannabis, then this is not for you. And then this would be a good time for you to exit the video and go about your business. Because my next topic is going to be about cannabis. Okay? So here we go. So cannabis. Okay, cannabis is something that I'm passionate about as well. But it's a more low-key thing because everyone knows the stipulations and the regulations and the laws behind it. But I just got hit with the green light last November, guys. They legalized marijuana in Arizona. Okay? So statewide, anybody above the age of 21 can grow marijuana. They can consume it up to an ounce. And you could even have concentrates up to a certain amount. But the state wrote the law in a way that is benefiting the grower, is benefiting the gardener. Okay, so this is something that in every other state is more than likely not an option. It's legal in Nevada, it's legal in Oregon, in Colorado, and then in a couple other states. And a lot of those states don't have this benefit for the people, okay? So they specifically wrote the law, and it's law something 207. I think that's what it's called. In this law that they made, you can grow up to 6 plants for you being 21 years or older, okay? So that means legally, you can grow your 6 plants and you can be happy. You can produce your own supply. You should be able to produce more than enough. If there's more than one, if there's more than one adult, 2 or more, it doesn't matter, you can grow 12, okay? Which is a huge deal if you're a couple, if there's more than one adult in your family, you can benefit from this, okay? So, since you can benefit from it, that means that up to 12 plants, that's awesome. That's a lot of production that you can get out of that if you're smart about it. So this is something that is exciting because now I can talk about it. Now I can shed some light on the subject. So I just want to show you a couple of things that I have here for that project. Some of the nutrients that I'm using. I have this Organism XL. This is good for roots. And most of the products I have here are organic. This is called raw silica. Raw meaning it's soluble. So that's key. It's a supplement for any feeding program, guys. I have this stuff called organic liquid kelp. Also amazing stuff. And if you look these items up, then you'll see what they're for and the production that you can get to help your plant produce more. Right here, I have some organic fish. This stuff is crazy. Organic liquid fish, man. This stuff is crazy good for your plants. A lot of food in there, and it smells funky. So right here, you got this CalMag. It's calcium, magnesium, and iron. It's for the vegetative state and the transition and the bloom, but it comes in different rations that you're supposed to feed the plant as you get further into the process. This is also a really good product by Humboldt. It's called Killer Tea. It has pure worm castings, ultra potent seabird, and bat guano. Awesome stuff. Really give you the results you want. And on the other side right here, I've got this stuff called organic liquid humic acid. Again, guys, do your research on these products and then you'll see what they're for. I don't want to spend too much time talking about them. And also, one last thing I want to say about those nutrients. If you're going to be using nutrients like this, then you're going to have to measure them, and you're going to have to be able to check their parts per million, check their pH, and this even checks the temperature of the water. Okay, so there's a lot of things that you have to keep in consideration. And this device right here from Blue Lab Combo, this is the combo meter. This does it all. Okay, and I love this. And the probe is supposed to last 6 months. So once the probe goes out, you buy a new one. But meanwhile, you have to have a probe care kit. And this helps clean your kit. It helps calibrate it, and it helps you keep it in check. It helps you keep it accurate. So another thing I want to show you is this little plant I started. I got genetics from this person on Instagram. His name is Shire.genetics. I will be putting his Instagram account down in the description. And then I got some males. I got some seeds that are coming in the mail today that were from my old neighbor, good friend of mine. His name is Old Man 420. And I'm gonna put his I'm gonna be putting his name also, his Instagram name also in the description, so that you guys can check both their work out and just see where I'm getting my genetics from. That way you guys don't think that I'm a scrub or that I don't know what I'm doing. Another thing that you guys gotta take into consideration if you live in a state where you can grow marijuana is indoor. Everybody loves indoor growing. Super fascinating. It helps you control more of the environment aspect of it. And what I want to start with is this Kessel right here. Okay, I bought this. It's the Kessel H150 Magenta, and this is good for flowering. So this light right here only wastes 32 watts. Okay, only 32 watts, and it's good for flowering. And then this light right here is the Kessel H350. Okay, this one right here wastes about 80 watts, and this one's for this one's the deep purple. This is the deep purple spectrum, and it's good for vegetative state. Okay, and if you're gonna be doing that, you're gonna need some timers. Okay, I got 2 different timers. This one was really cheap. I bought this one from Walmart. I got this one from a hydroponic store, which was a lot more expensive, but you can choose whatever items you want to put in your build. And if you're gonna be using a light as big as this one, which is called the Phytomax 2, this is the second version. This is the updated version of the Phytomax, and I picked the 400 watt version. Okay, this light is very, very stout. They built this thing to last, and I don't know if you can see it consumes 420 watts, and it's a full spectrum LED light. Okay, so if you're gonna use a light like that, you need glasses. Glasses are important because it helps keep your eyesight, and that way you're not seeing light that's too bright for your eyes. Okay, so talk a little bit about this Black Dog. Black Dog produces great products, and if you go on their Instagram, you can see their results. They like to show people their research. So they do a lot of indoor grow tent grows, and they boast that with this light right here, you can produce up to 1 pound, if not more, of cannabis. So if that's something that you're into, you need to produce that much, this is the light for you. Stout, they also have a warranty on this light, and this light is just amazing. Only problem why I can't use it here is because I just don't produce enough electricity, which maybe in the future is something that I can change and upgrade. So with that being said, guys, it's pretty much that's how I'm gonna wrap up my video. There's a lot of different things that I'm working on just within the growing aspect of this project. And there's a lot more things that I have been doing research on. So many more things, guys. This is not it. That's just the start. So I want you guys to get excited because we got more coming. We're gonna be able to produce more projects and do more research, just so we can give you guys the information that you need so that you can be successful on your own project. So I hope you guys are excited. I hope this video helps you. And if you guys have any questions about anything, just put a comment down below, and I'll try to do Q&A videos if I have to, or I'll try to answer your questions in the next video. Okay, guys? So with that being said, I just want to give you guys a good send-off. Thanks for watching my video. Have a good day. I'll see you next time.